What is Cafe Mocha? Cafe Mocha is experts, celebrities.
What's up? This is Bell Bib DeVoe.
Yours truly, Idris Elba.
This is Fantasia.
This is In Vogue.
This is India Ari.
So much more. All from a woman's perspective.
What flavor are you, baby?
This is Cafe Mocha.
It's Cafe Mocha celebrating 15 years, and Disney Cruise Line is helping us with a 7-night Alaskan cruise. Details are coming soon. Also coming soon, we talked to Harold Perrineau about the legacy of the best man. But first up, these sisters went viral singing country music. We're talking to the Boykins. What's going on, Lonnie?
You know, a lot has been happening in the black celebrity space. When our good sister Angie Stone passed away, Tyler Perry gave a wonderful, eulogy. He spoke at her funeral, and that kind of triggered Monique to give an open letter about Tyler Perry and the fact that they've had this ongoing feud about him not apologizing to her. And if you've been following this feud, it was originally Tyler Perry, Oprah, and Lee Daniels. And there was allegedly that these three, because of what happened, because of the whole thing with Precious and her not doing international press, she was blackballed from Hollywood for years. Now, Lee Daniels, in his respect, apologized, went to dinner, and now he and Monique are now working together. Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey have not had words, but Monique brought that back up. Was that there was a secret call between Tyler when this initially happened, between Tyler, Monique, and her husband. And Monique played part of that discussion after Tyler spoke at Angie Stone's funeral. And so in it, he did say, I will address the situation, but not right now, because things are hot. And this was at the time that all this was going on. So it has not happened. Monique is still, talking about it. And, a lot of people feel that Monique has her right to keep pressing on this situation. And I just want to say, in my opinion, when you are so-called blackball from an organization, you got to remember Monique won every award that year in acting. And when you do that, say someone I'll do a comparison, Octavia Spencer. When Octavia Spencer won her award, she won every award. And when I'm talking about award, BAFTA, the SAG award, all of that. And that set her up to be able to go to studios and to production companies, and she is making product. And so that's how Octavia is making her money. So this did not happen for Monique. And Monique is saying it's because she was blackballed. So, I can understand where she's coming from because it's a loss of money. So do you all think that she should continue to look for an apology, continue to look for maybe compensation allegedly, or should she just let it go?
You know what, Lonnie, and that's such a great conversation to have, because so often we know when we've been taken advantage of, we know some situations that we've gotten into in this industry that we regret. But I've learned just in my moving forward, it's almost like when someone commits a murder against someone's family and the family has to look the murder in the face in front of a judge while he's being sentenced. And he said, I forgive you. I mean, that's just a choice of moving on. For me, moving on is finding some kind of peace with that. I mean, you're going to have to humble yourself to understand what you did wrong, and to get the world to hate someone that you think hated you or hated on you is a difficult task, because now you're trying to get the whole world against one person when you can just suck it up. It's not going to work for you anymore. And I think, as much as we love Monique and we understand her fight as a Black woman in this industry, not being shut up and pushed in the corner, but I just think the time and the place for that was just a little bit, there's a lot of people who do great things for you more than they do for me, and you got to be okay with that.
What about you, Angie?
Last time we said something about Monique, she showed up at the show. So, I mean, I get where she's coming from, seriously, and I feel like we all have to stand up because they give you, if they don't give you anything, it's because you didn't push and push. These barriers have to be pushed down. These studios do expect a lot from us without compensation. For example, the ladies from Orange is the New Black, for example. They didn't get paid properly. They were winning these awards, but they didn't have money for hair and makeup and dresses. They didn't have money for anything. And so if you don't push for more, then you're always going to get less. I think it really is that people don't understand how the industry works, and they don't really care how the industry works. As far as they're concerned, you're on TV, you got money, work it out. And I just don't think that they understand how difficult and how underpaid a lot of the Black women, we don't get paid. We're supposed to get paid.
And another thing I was thinking as you were speaking is that a lot of these women don't understand. A lot of these companies, sometimes people are in their prime, people are growing and learning, and you have to give room for mistakes, even on a Monique side. I mean, giving her room for mistakes. That's why some people think, okay, they heard you. Now give them time to operate. Now you just can't let them operate. They can't operate within your space. Give them time to figure out their own roams if they did wrong you, but to keep your foot on their neck and not and you understand, it puts a bad taste in other people's mouth, I think, because they say, listen, either I'm gonna have all my I's dotted and my T's crossed, or else I might get the same backlash or I might get the same disrespect. I mean, like, to let it go a little bit, because then other folk who want to work with you kind of feel intimidated that, they too can be subject to this type of ridicule.
Well, we wish everybody well, and hopefully people can come together, because we need to come together right now. This is Cafe Mocha.
Beyonce's big win at the Grammys has paved the way for a new brand of country music. We're talking to the Boykin sisters next.
Standing in solidarity from a woman's perspective. It's Cafe Mocha.
This is Cafe Mocha with Lonnie Love, Yo-Yo, and Angelique. Beyonce kind of made history, took home a couple of Grammys for country album of the year, country duet. Also making history is a group of sisters who have gone viral on TikTok singing country music. Joining us on Cafe Mocha for the first time ever are the Boykins. Welcome to the show, ladies, and tell us your name and your ages, please.
Hi, thanks for having us. I'm Kylan, and I'm 23.
Hey, I'm Anali, and I am 22. Thanks for having us.
Hello, I'm Nightiri, and I'm 20.
Hi, I'm Alana, and I'm 17 years old.
Oh,
and
my goodness.
The Boykins.
I love it. I love it. Welcome to the show. Your sound is described as country infused with R&B, pop, hip hop, and soul. Who are your musical influences? We'll start with you, Kylan.
Wow. So, yes, we are a country-infused group. We are infused with, inspired by Destiny's Child, from the Spice Girls, from the Chicks to Outkast. They all have played a huge role in our sound and our artistry in general.
Love that. Anali.
Hi.
Who are your influences?
Yes, like Kylan was saying, from the Chicks to Destiny's Child to Dolly to Shania to Stevie Wonder to the Jackson 5, we have definitely been influenced by so many incredible legends, and we definitely enjoy the music from now to back then, and we're just a melting pot.
What led you to country music?
Nightiri.
Hey, Nightiri here. What brought us to country music? Oh, we just grew up around it. So our mom and dad would have all kinds of genres playing on the radio, and it was just kind of like a why not? We sung everything growing up, from Motown, from gospel to country, so it was just a no-brainer when we had finally decided, like, let's do this, but in an infused way,
I love it. And Alana, tell us something about the group that makes you all unique.
Yes, hi, I'm Alana. But our sound is a unique blend of sisterhood. We are sisters and we have that harmony where it's like piercing through your heart. And I think what makes us unique is honestly our character. Our character in our group, like Naturi has that rock star element. Kylan, she has that soulfulness and all. She has that jazziness, and I have that pop sound. And fused with that together, you get an X Factor group. I think what also makes us unique is our tones too. Like Chiri is an alto, so is Kylan. Anali is like a mid soprano, and I'm the highest range soprano. And with that in the group, you have a fusion of a gumbo.
I love that. Anali, you're the fashionista. So tell us, how
Yes.
difficult is it styling the group and getting everybody to agree, like, yeah, I like this. This is cute.
Yeah, so with each girl, everybody has their own style. From Alana, she's like our baby doll, very cutesy, everything she wears. And I truly see the rock star, so she likes the chains, the cool pants, the hot pants. And Kylan, she's got like this chic, funky style going on. And everybody is truly an individual. So working with them is pretty fun. It's like we have a theme, but it's all like but it's all to fit the occasion for how they would do it. So it doesn't matter where we're going, whether it's red carpet or whatever. I have to make sure that, we're all the same font, but, everybody's definitely original. It's fun, but at the same time, it's also a good challenge because when it comes to my style, I just kind of take from all of them. And I'm always inspired about little pieces they use, and I just use it for me. But yeah, it's always something that I look forward to do for big events.
I love the looks. I mean, I'm looking at you guys online, and I love your TikToks, and you guys look amazing, and you sound even more wonderful. Kylan, you're the master choreographer and the group's mama bear. So tell me, what is it like working with your sisters and getting them all together with that cardio, that choreo? How do kids call it? The choreo?
The choreo, yes. I mean, honestly, it's a pleasure getting to work with my sisters. Just growing up, we've always been interested in a lot of the same things. And specifically, targeting musical theater has been a huge influence for us. And as long as like Bob Fosse and some of the greats. And so choreographing for this group has been nothing but easy. They've allowed me to be myself, and whatever comes out, they love it, and that's just what makes it easy. And as far as being Mama Bear, things come with that, of course, but I'm up for the challenge as well.
I have a daughter that does TikTok all day long, and she wants me to do it. How many times do you have to do the takeovers? I mean, are you guys just nailing it the first time someone's teaching the choreo, you're nailing it, or is this like an hour to 2 hours of work?
Oh, man. Well, towards the beginning when we decided to start doing TikToks, it took us all night. We are also college students, and so, that it was a lot of time put into these TikToks, and we were both so focused on little movement, and we knew that was something people loved about what we brought to TikTok. And so we spent a lot, probably more than enough time. And then over time, of course, we had to manage our time a little more wisely. But for sure, yes, it took until we got it right.
It's Cafe Mocha. We're talking to the Boykins. They are a country group of singers. I want to talk about the TikTok thing. When did you guys decide to start singing and dancing on TikTok? And when did you realize that it blew up?
Oh, yes. So we started TikTok near the pandemic when that was starting. And when it blew up, it was kind of, this is very funny because at first we did not want to join TikTok at all because, a lot of comedians were on there. It was just, a platform where you can have fun and not really be taken seriously. And as artists, we were like, we want to be taken seriously. But, I feel like this came from God where he was just like, just do it, be who you are and express yourself. It doesn't matter who takes you unserious or silly. Just do it. And that's what we did. And we found from like the hats and the clothing around our house and just put it on, and people just loved it, and we just kept it going, you know?
I love it. Alana, when you guys went viral, I mean, how did you guys find out and what was like the reaction?
Okay, wow. I remember the night. It was like around 12 at night, and well, technically the morning. And we saw our numbers going up little by little, and we were like reaching 1,000 like every 30 minutes or so. And I was just praying like, what if this goes to like 1 million in one night? And then I hear my sister screaming. We run down to our parents' room. We're like, we hit 1 million, our first video. And I think it was from the Good, Bad, and Ugly soundtrack. And we were just so excited. I just remember that moment being like, are we famous now? Like, are we in the big leagues? But I will remember and cherish that moment forever.
I love it. How influential or encouraging, I guess, is the question with this recent win with Beyonce winning at the Grammys for the country album? Anyone can take this answer.
Well,
Kaylin?
I mean, Kylan. We watched the Grammys, and we were just, shaking in our boots, just hoping that, Beyonce would take it home, and she did, and we were up and screaming and just like, wow, and just at an awe of this accomplishment. First of all, being a Southern Black girl and, doing country music. And it just meant so much and felt like, wow, she's really opening doors for us and she's allowing people to see us. And we really appreciate the whole body of work because it showcased like more than even country music. It was infused with so many things, and we feel like that's who we are. And for us, the movement has just been nothing but so encouraging and uplifting, especially for, I can say, all the Black artists in this genre.
Talking about Black artists in the genre, this is really predominantly a white boy's game, especially country music. Have you guys have any backlash, or has the success been warm?
Nali?
Well, so far, I can gladly say that our experience has been pretty great so far, and hopefully stays that way. We've been in and out of Nashville working with all types of writers and producers and musicians, and it's been nothing but pure bliss, and also just the energy and the studios, and they just have guitars on the walls, and it's a very open experience. That's what it's been like for us. So thankful for that.
Are any of you girls writers yourself?
Yes, we all write, and we wrote our single that's out right now called Fell in Love with the Cowboy.
And that's what I wanted to ask. I mean, let's talk about this single and the whole meaning behind it. Because what I love about country music, I don't know about you ladies, but it always tells a story. That's what I love about it. And so tell me about your single, Fell in Love with a Cowboy. Kylan.
Yes, Fell in Love with the Cowboy is a true gem. It's a song dedicated to your dream guy. And, we started the song back during the pandemic, and it grew over time, and we gotten a chance to work with an amazing producer out of Nashville, and he understood the assignment and helped build it out and helped tweak some things to make it what it is today. And so, this is a love letter to our cowboys, the dream guy, the guy you envision for yourself. And
I love it. And now, Terry, you're the guitarist of the group, and you have a love for rhyming and also rapping. How is it important in the group with your part of being that guitarist, that musicians? I mean, is it something that you have to let them know, hey, I'm the guitarist? Because, I have an engineering degree. So when I work with these two ladies that I'm on the line with, I have to remind them that I'm an engineer. So I think certain types of ways. You see what I'm getting at, Natari.
Oh, that is so funny. Oh, man. No, they keep me humble for sure. They put me in my place. It's great being the guitarist of the group and rap and hype woman. It's very fun. I think it's very needed, in every group that there's like this person that has energy that can get the crowd going, give everybody good vibes, kind of more motivate the group, itself too. And I love my part in the position I play. I feel like it makes the gumbo even cooler, Everybody has like their own thing. Oh, and Callan even plays bass herself, which also complements my guitar playing.
Wow.
So, the whole band, whole girl band.
Wow.
Years ago, we had her on, and she's a guitarist, and she said that she was told, put that down, girls, you're not supposed to have that thing, that guitar.
Right.
Have you had backlash about being a guitar player?
Oh my gosh, have I? Oh, yes. So like, I remember when I started, the people we were working with during the time was just like, put it down, you can't play, just focus on your vocals. I did not listen at all. I practiced until my fingers were bleeding, and I said, I'm going to get this right. And I just kept going, and now I'm just the guitar player of the group, which I am very honored to be. So, yeah.
That I don't even understand. Why shouldn't girls? Is it girls or is it black girls or what's the deal with the guitar?
Wow, yeah, that's crazy. All I know is do not let anybody tell you what you can and can't do when it comes to something you aspire to do.
Amen.
You can do so many things. So.
Before we let you ladies go, I want to ask each of you, what do you want from your group and what do you see in the future? So we'll start with Mama Bear. Kylan?
Well, I definitely see us, selling out tours, our own stadium tours, traveling, being able to connect with the people that support us and that, we've gotten to touch their hearts in that kind of intimate way. So I definitely see us traveling the world with our music, playing from country to country, from island to island.
Love it. Anali?
To add on to what Kylan was saying, all of those places, the Grammys, we want it all. Our mission, we definitely want to free people's minds and to show them that they don't have to be limited to someone's stereotype of them, and that they can be everything they were called to be and walk in that fearlessly. So we definitely want to empower all the people around the world to do just that.
I love it. Nightiri?
Oh, I see movie soundtracks, philanthropy, just helping people, healing the world with our music and just the impact of what we do, just being so legendary and just for generations that it can live on. That's what I see.
Alana?
I see mangas, anime, comic books, but also I see loyal fan base, a fan base that can find freedom within and through our music, and also a fan base that even goes out and just preach the word of positivity. I would love that for our legacy just to live on beyond us and through other people's hearts, and honestly just the roundabout of love spread across the world. I think that's the biggest mark I think our group is going to leave one day.
Alana wants a Boykins cartoon. She just said
love
it.
I love it. I know.
You're speaking into existence, We are so proud of you ladies.
Yes,
and
we
when
are.
you guys get the EP, please come back and, our listeners, we will always support you. And we're just so proud of you. We want you to keep going. And thank you so much for taking your time to talk to us in Cafe Mocha. We really appreciate it, ladies.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Take care.
We're like three proud aunties. Everybody's just smiling.
But listen to Johnny Guitar Watson. She like, who? Thank you, ladies.
Thank
Tell
you
your
so
mama I
much.
said hi. Okay.
Sure thing.
Will do, Auntie. Thank you.
I'm going to follow you on Instagram.
Okay,
care,
good,
ladies.
great.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. See ya.
Thank you for having us.
Check out the Boykins on Spotify, wherever you listen to music. On the way, we loved him as Julian Murch in the Best Man movies. Harold Perrineau is next on Cafe Mocha.
We're at Cafe Mocha Radio. Socially savvy on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Serving up more Cafe Mocha on the way. Standing in solidarity from a woman's perspective. It's Cafe Mocha.
It's Cafe Mocha with Lonnie Love. Yo, yo. I'm Angelique. Joining us, audiences fell in love with this actor as one of the standout characters in HBO's Oz. He played Augustus Hill, the guy in the wheelchair. More recently, he picked up an NAACP Image Award for his role in Claws, and currently he stars in the MGM Plus show From. Welcome to the show, Harold Perrineau.
About time, Harold. This is Lonnie. Where you been?
About time. I've been waiting for y'all to invite me. What's going on?
You know, the last time I seen you, Harold, we were on a plane to New Orleans for the Essence Fest. This was like maybe 5 years. This was before COVID. It was me, you, and Lorenz Tate. And
oh, that's right.
We had a good time. So
we did. I even think Halle Berry was like on that flight. Like she was like, because I remember Lorenz was talking to her. I think all of us were on that flight. It was really interesting.
It was always a good time going down there. And welcome to Cafe Mocha. We want you to sit back, relax. And the one thing about you, Harold, is that you stay working. We were scrolling through your credits. I mean, was there ever a year you wasn't doing a TV show, a movie?
Well, I mean, some of those years it was slim. You got to feed them kids, and so, I mean, got to stay working.
Congratulations on this new show From. I checked out a couple of the first 2 episodes. I mean, you are just so phenomenal. And for our listeners, can you give a little quick synopsis of what From is about?
Yeah, so From is about a group of people who are in a little small town in somewhere America, and they are trapped in that town. Every road leads back to that town, and when the sun goes down, they're being hunted by something that I can only describe as monsters. I don't know what they actually are yet, but that's sort of the premise. It's how these people survive, how they choose to live in this little town when they're being hunted.
Wow.
Yeah, it's scary.
And are they real monsters? Is it scary? Because the poster looks scary.
Yeah. So they present themselves as like these 1950 kind of people, like a milkman or a cowboy and a nurse. And they walk really slowly and they smile a lot. And then they try to, mind trick you into letting them into your home. And then they transform into something that's just horrible. And they just eat your innards. They like eat you to the bone. It's horrible. It's bad. so yeah, they're real monsters.
Let's talk about your character, Boyd Stevens. Is this your first leading role? Because we loved you in everything from Oz to Lost, but is this like your first leading role? And is there pressure with being this lead actor?
This is kind of like that. Like, I feel like all of us kind of were lead actors in The Best Man. I feel kind of like that. Like, we all had so much to do, even though like Tay's character really was like, he was the point, but I felt like we all had something to do. But this is like the first time in a long time, maybe since Oz, that I'm like leading the charge in it. And I don't know. It doesn't feel like pressure. Look, I really like acting. I love acting. And so any chance I get to do it, if I'm in the lead role or in another role, I just kind of love what I do. And I just stay doing that. Like, if I keep having a good time doing that, then there's no pressure for me. I just do the thing that I love and I keep pushing. That's it.
Talking about something you love, I noticed that years ago on the TV show Fame, you played a famed dancer. Can you take us back to the early days of your career?
So yeah, back in the day, okay, I was on the road doing Dreamgirls, and I got this audition. It was in New York. I think we were in Detroit or something like that. So I had to hop on a train back to New York. And my manager at the time said, "Yeah, I got you this audition." And I got there, and there was like, the line was like 500 people deep. I had to go in and like tell people like, "Hey, please, I got to get back to Detroit because I'm doing a show, and can I please just jump the line?" And they let me jump the line, and I got to dance on the show while they were in New York, and they took one dancer back to LA, and that was me. And so that was my sort of early time. So I was like a background dancer on the show Fame for like a season.
Love
the
that.
last season. Yeah. It was so much fun. So and I still am friends with a lot of those people. It's a lot of fun.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
It's Cafe Mocha. We're talking to Harold Perrineau from airs Sunday evenings, 9 p.m. on MGM Plus.
Now, let's talk about MGM Plus because they have another great show called Godfather of Harlem starring Forrest Whitaker. How did you talk a little bit more about MGM Plus, if you can, because I think a lot of our listeners don't really realize that there's another alternative when it comes to streaming that has wonderful, wonderful shows with people of color in it.
Yeah. And so that's really one of the things I think is great about MGM Plus. They have a lot of great shows that are geared to people of color, African American people in particular, and they also offer opportunities like the show that I'm on From is not necessarily about like African American people, but they have an African American lead, and so like they don't shy away from any of that or make excuses like, oh, you have to. He's black, so we can only, advertise in black neighborhoods. Whatever kind of crazy thing that people think. But then they have other shows. They have Forrest show. Forrest has 2 different shows on MGM Plus right now. He has The Godfather of Harlem and Emperor of Ocean Park is also on there. And then they have, a bunch of shows. They have another show with directors talking about, sort of the history of Black people in film and
Hollywood Black.
Then,
Hollywood
right.
Black.
And then on top of that, they have a bunch of other great shows great shows, movies, and all these things. And so, it's a streamer that's actually up and coming and moving forward. And I think they're doing a good job. It's slow. We're not as big as Netflix yet, but we're coming. We're coming with bringing good content. So
well, let's go back into the days of how did you get into the business and your love for this craft?
I'm old, so now y'all making me go real far back.
It's all right. I am too.
We all old, Harold. We all old.
Not me.
We all old. Not too young.
Especially Angelique. She real old. She ancient.
Oh, God.
She with Moses. Anyway,
I'm gonna be quiet on that one.
Yeah, thank you, Lonnie.
So my aunt, may she rest in peace. She used to go to this. She went to this college in Brooklyn, Long Island University, and at Long Island University they had a program, an after-school program for kids to do theater. It was a little company called Of, By, and For Theater for the Youth, and so plays that we wrote ourselves and did like things like that. And so that was my first entrance into like theater. Before that, I played the violin at my high school and stuff like that. But that was my first entrance into theater, and I went back to acting school because that's really where I wanted to go. Mm-hmm. And so I went to the William Esper Studios in New York, and I studied there for 2.5 years. Then just started, started working. Little theater shows, readings here and there, companies all around the city, and then just one thing to another, and here we are today, 135 years later. And
it doesn't feel like it. I love it.
Cafe Mocha's kicking off our 15th anniversary with several getaway trips. Imagine 7 nights on the Disney Wonder cruise to Alaska is for a family of 4. And Disney Cruise Line gives Cafe Mocha winners the VIP treatment. So yes, airfare is included. More details coming up on Cafe Mocha.
Here's your dose of espresso. Strong, hot news now.
This is the Espresso. Pastor Jamal Bryant broke down the effects of the Target boycott.
Target has lost $12 billion. They tried to put out a statement that their loss is because of tariffs with China. The reality is that while they were losing, Costco was gaining.
I don't know how true that is. Club Shay Shay host Shannon Sharp is trying to get ahead of a sex abuse scandal.
This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z.
Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine.
But wait, didn't Shannon's lawyer admit they tried to pay off the alleged victim with $10 million? The movie Sinners debuted as the highest grossing original movie in 6 years.
He delivered a picture which was original, entertaining, educational, nostalgic, and it's something that just lands on you and sticks with you.
That's the Espresso.
This is Cafe Mocha. Radio from a woman's perspective.
Cafe Mocha with Emmy Award-winning talk show host Lonnie Love, rap legend Yo-Yo. I'm the producer Angelique, celebrating 15 years of radio from a woman's perspective. We're talking to a man that works consistently in Hollywood. Harold Perrineau is our guest.
Let's go back to some of your, of course, we love you on Best Man. I mean, what was that experience like? And even getting the gang back together, how was that?
Yeah, I got to tell you, the first Best Man was really early on in all of our careers. Tay was really hot after Stella. I had done Romeo and Juliet, and Morris was always, doing something. And Nia Long, of course, is Nia Long. And so all of us got getting together. We had a really, really great time and a really, really symbiotic kind of working relationship. It was really, really cool. But, we just thought that was it. We're going to do this movie, and we thought we actually thought we changed the game. Turns out we didn't, but we thought we did. And then a number of years later, Malcolm Lee said, "Hey, so many people love that movie. Would you guys be interested in doing another one?" 15 years later, we were like, "You bet we would." And so then we did the Best Man Holiday, and that was really amazing. Except everybody yelled at us because they were like, "Why didn't you tell us how sad this was going to be?" And so that was that. And then finally, we people really loved it, and so we did the Best Man final chapters, and that was really astounding. And I still want to keep working with them. Mm-hmm. And so I met with this company who did spirits. And so me, Morris, Tay, and Malcolm, put our forces together. And then we started this bourbon company called Soulful, because I just love those people so much that I was just like, hey, let's keep going. And so that's what we're doing now. We're selling liquor, which is really weird.
I love it. I love brown liquor too. So
me
yes.
too. So I love those people, and I love working with them, and so I'm going to try to work with them for the rest of my life. So we'll see how it goes.
Is it different kind of whiskey? What kind of whiskey?
It is a bourbon. All bourbons are a whiskey, but with a different feel. It's made in Kentucky, and it is really sometimes bourbons are hard to get to because they can be really oaky or strong or whatever. But this one is really approachable. Like if you like brown liquors, you'll like this one. It's got a burnt sugar taste with a little bit of pepper at the end and caramel. I mean, and the packaging is beautiful, and it really does represent, the sort of like the years of dedication and commitment that we all have to each other. When you taste it, it feels like that. It's like, oh yeah, like they worked on this. They made it, it feels special. That's what it feels like.
I love
to me.
That.
What's it called?
So yeah, Sable, Sable, which is another word for black. We wanted to call it Bourbon Black, but we couldn't get that name. And then we found Sable, and we were like, oh, that sounds even better. So we went with Sable.
I can order it on Amazon, huh?
You can order it online. I think you can go to sablebourbon.com. It's going to be in, Total Wines around the country. It is really, we're digging it. We're having a good time. And we try not to get, too high in our own supply. But sometimes when we're out there selling it, we get a little,
Woo! Now you got me something to look forward to. I love
this. Check out Harold Perrineau in From. It's a thriller, currently streaming on MGM+. Plus, we've got more coming up on Cafe Mocha.
Want a little more of our flavor? Stay right there. It's Cafe Mocha.
Radio from a woman's perspective is Cafe Mocha. Most of us know him as Merch from the Best Man movies. We got him on the line right now, Harold Perrineau.
Harold, you got the NAACP Image Award for your role in Claws. Tell us how great was that?
That was really, really spectacular. First of all, I get to work with, you know, the lovely Niecy Nash, and she gets to, I get to be her younger brother or her brother. I don't even know. First we were twins, then it changed. I don't know. I get to represent people who are neurally diverse, and that was really interesting for me because, you know, one of the things I've been trying to do throughout my career is trying to figure out ways to represent people and not stereotypes.
Right.
And so we found this character, and then we just did the deep dive into like what autism is and how this character how it played in his life. And luckily we were able to, you know, snag that NAACP award. But what's really important is that I used to get people who come and say, "Oh my God, my son does this," or "My daughter does that," and what you're doing is so important, so great, and like you really believe it. And the show was a lot of fun too. So I was really excited doing that show. I was bummed when that got canceled. I was like, no, come on. All those great ladies. It was so much fun. And we were in New Orleans. And man.
Harold, you've been doing this for a long time. Let's dive into your personal life, if you don't mind. I mean, being in this industry can really take a toll on you. How have you been able to juggle being married and you have 3 girls? How have you been able to manage that being a hard working artist in this industry?
You know, I think first of all, like I don't think I've ever been so interested in being like a star. Like I've always been interested in the work. So that's one. And so that's been really helpful. And, you know, it's a tricky business. I've always been interested in people. And so going around the world or going around the country and getting to look at different perspectives of life has been really enlightening for me just as a human being. And just doing that and growing with my own family, like that feels like enough to do. Like that feels like it keeps my attention enough so that Hollywood doesn't really bother me or get in the way, because like I got to figure out how to be in a relationship with my wife, and the only man in here, I got to figure out what everybody's talking about. So I don't really know what anybody's talking about around here. There's a lot of crying and wild stuff. And then I got to figure out my job, and you know what I mean? So I feel like I'm so occupied, I don't have time to worry about the craziness that goes on in Hollywood. And that keeps us sort of like moving in the direction because we're all focused on, you know, doing this life together.
Well, finally, you have come into Cafe Mocha, and we appreciate your time, Harold. From airs Sunday. His show From airs Sunday evenings at 9 p.m. on MGM Plus. We'll talk to you soon.
And can I
Harold.
say one last thing about
Of course.
From?
Yes.
I want everybody to go watch it, but you heard it from me. It's scary, okay? I'm just saying it. So everybody knows it's scary. So if you don't like that, don't watch it. But if you do, go watch it.
Cafe Mocha teamed up with Disney Cruise Line for 7 nights through Alaska on the Disney Wonder. Details are coming soon. That's the show. I'm Angelique, along with Lonnie Love and Yo-Yo. Until next time, you can find us on all platforms at Cafe Mocha Radio. Cafe Mocha is a production of Miles Ahead Broadcasting in partnership with Super Radio. Executive producer Sheila Eldridge. For comments, booking, or more information, visit cafemocharadio.com.